Welcome back to the Carolina Security Consultants halftime show along with Trey Snyde, Wesley Outland, announcer corner coming up with Daniel Manzer here in a minute. Trey, what is there to talk about, bud? 37 even. It's still a close game. We're all even at 0 again.
Look, I mean, this is what we expected. Not looking on the outside in, this is what we think that the Comets can be. They play with more intensity in the second quarter. They only allowed the Warriors to have close to 5 to 6 points there in the second quarter alone. So, who wants this ball game more? Or who's going to come out with more intensity for? Is it the Warriors who started the game off hot, got a little bit slower, or the Comets who came in a little bit slower and then finished off hot to finish with a 37-all score right now in halftime? But who wants it more?
That's right.
What is Coach Medlin going to tell his players in the half and say, you know what, guys? You know, we're now back into this ball game. We were down by literally 16 points at the end of the first quarter. 16 points, and now we have a tie ball game. You know, we're seeing that they can make something happen. Look, they're 5-7 on the year. They've had some hiccups. They haven't played extremely well. But this is conference. You never know what's going to happen inside the conference, and the Warriors are 9-4. That has the better record. They've played better basketball all season long. It's going to be interesting, and it's going to be fun to see what the Comets can do coming out of here in the locker room.
I agree with you, Trey Snyde. Now it's time for the announcer's corner with public address announcer Daniel Manzer. Daniel, what's your thoughts of the first half of this game? Totally different than what we saw the Varsity women Comets play over East Wake, and this is all tied even at 37.
It's just been one of those situations in which, you can't give up. I heard you guys talking about it over there while I was announcing. Like, they were down big. I mean, and they were
down by 12 points at one time on the deficit.
Exactly. Yes. And Walden and some of these other players just kept it flowing. Brian hit that three, which really flowed the momentum. And Clayton was able to just turn it around, and we're looking at a 37-37 game at halftime. Otherwise, it could have got scary. I was sitting here thinking, oh, gosh, this is going to be a scary one taking it to the house down by 15 at halftime. And instead, we're looking at a tied ball game.
We knew that the Warriors were a good team. We knew that they were a good shooting program.
Absolutely.
But what the Comets did in that second quarter.
And it shows 3 different players have shot 3-point shots for the Warriors.
What the Comets did in that second quarter was take away the lane to make them make something happen, if that makes sense, okay? They took away the easy pass. They took away the easy play to either shoot it for the long 3 or the easy 2. They took all that away, and now look at us. We're back in this ball game.
In addition to that, guys, they're making layups. Yeah. They are making layups. Guys like Carson Crumpler and Cameron Walden, they get under the basket, they get under the paint, under pressure, they put the balls in the basket.
Well, they're finishing in the second quarter. They weren't finishing in the first quarter. That's where our complaint was with the girls earlier in the game, and they came back to bite them in that devastating loss. But here in the boys' game, you saw them. They were finishing in the second half. They had defense on the full pressure here in the second quarter, and they just kept it coming. And if they can keep doing that, you can tell East Wake's uncomfortable. They can't set up their three-point shot if they can't get the ball comfortably down and set up a play.
That's right.
And that's where the Comets really took over. I mean, they went on a 15-4 run here to end the second quarter, and that's what you want to see as a coach. I'm sure Medlin's feeling a lot better than he did after that first quarter. That's for sure.
They have not used one of their snipers off the bench, David Harmon, who has a terrific three-point shot. They have not used him at all yet. So they haven't shown what he can actually do tonight. And this is the first time they face off this season. But look for David Harmon to really get into this ball game and say, you know what? We're going to finally put you in the game, make something happen, and go get it done for us.
And I got a quick story about David Harmon. I got a quick story about David Harmon. He struggled last week on shots. We saw that, Daniel Manzer. And I was actually talking to him and his dad at the end of the game last Friday night against South Johnson, and their loss to the Trojans. And David Harmon and his father, David Harmon, even though he knew Coach Medlin was in a bad mood, irritated, aggravated, whatever words you want to use as an analogy to describe the loss that he had, he said, hey, Coach Medlin, can I please come in the gym Saturday morning while they're doing driver's ed and let me work on my three-point shots, let me work on my layups. That's a true player right there trying to make a dedication.
I'll go ahead and tell you, he's an amazing young man. I taught him in class before, and I would love to have a whole classroom full of him. Just a good attitude, yes, sir, to everything. But, yeah, it's going to be a competitive second half, and I think that East Wake's got to feel a little deflated after they just felt like they were – listen to these fans here. They thought they were going to run away with this after the first quarter.
I mean, look what they're doing coming out of looking out of the locker room. Every single head was down.
Yeah.
And not to say nothing wrong with that, but every single head was down. They looked defeated. And that's what Comets needed to do, because they shot the ball very poorly in the beginning of the game. And we saw what they came out with their heads down. They felt like they were deflated. And that's where the Comets need to take advantage.
That's right. Well, that's the announcer's corner with Daniel Manzer, as always. He does a phenomenal job. And Trey Snyder, real quickly, let's go to the tail of the tape. Let's give him the first half points as we get ready for the second half on CRN.
So for the away team tonight, East Waco Warriors, led by Kenneth Melton. We're going to talk to him hopefully at the end of the game tonight. But Devion Vick, number 0, with 3 points with 1 foul. Jeremiah Crudup, number 1, has a total of 6 points, 0 fouls. David Ingram, number 3, has 1 foul with 3 points. And Zach Sloan, the sharpshooting three-pointer, has 6 points, all on three-pointers. Javon Mercer with 9 points, 1 foul. That is number 11. And Brendan Mitchell, number 22, has 3 fouls already in the first quarter, or in the first half, with a total of 2 points. Max Chambers, the big man, number 7, has 2 points. Deraz Wynn, number 24, with 5 points and 1 foul.
And for the Clayton Comets, as we get ready for the second half, it is 5 points total for Jaquan Ross. Justin Bell has 6 points, both 3-point shots for number 11 of Amari Bryant with 6 points total. 4 points for Karsten Crumpler. Let's see here. Javante Long with 4 points. Parker Tate with 3, And the heavy points man, 9 points for Cameron Walden, number 24.
Coming in the ball game to start off the second half, we have Amari Bryant. We have number 42 in Hunter Justin, Cameron Walden, Javante Long, and Parker Tate, the defense specialist.
And we're set now for the second half of play, and it's right where East Wake left off, trying to play giddy up and catch up after a great run back down on offense of the Comets. Under pressure, number 5, Zach Sloan, gets it back inside to Vic. Vic now hands it off to number 22 of Brandon Mitchell. He's in foul trouble, mind you, with 3 fouls in the game. Of all the other players right now, he has 3. Everyone else has 1 or less. As now here comes Sloan. He'll set it back to Vic. Vic back again inside to Mitchell. Back inside to number 5 of Sloan. Sloan with the ball. Parker Tate playing defense. And in addition, Trey Snide, only that, it looks like the Warriors are trying to run the clock down, it looks like. They've knocked off 45 seconds in the opening period of third.
Credit that to the Comets. Look what they're doing. They're not giving them anything to do. Which is good. There you hard pass inside.
And going for 3. Nails it, Davion Vick. A 3-point shot by Davion Vick for the Warriors. And the 6'2 senior puts it in. It's now a 3-point game, 40-37 with the Warriors on in front. Parker Tate the long. Long goes back inside to Mari Bryant. Oh. Bryant for 3, and he nails it. He returns the favor. Bryant for 3. It's all even at 40. Should be 40-40, 40-40. The game is tied. 6:30 in the third period, Trace Knight, and we are all tied up again here in Clayton. As just as fast as Sloan responded, we saw Amari Bryant do the same.
Exactly right. Again, this is what this game, the second half, is going to be. They're back into this ball game. Both teams do not want to win this game, or lose this ball game.
Yes.
And so we're going to see
who wants it more.
Exactly.
Who wants it more? Sloan under pressure, gives it back inside to number 1 of Crudup. On defense again is number 20, Javante Long for the Comets. Here comes Parker Tate inside the 24 of Wynn. Nailsing for 3, no one there. Crudup shot no good. Here comes a rebound of the Comets. Long to the other side of the court to Tate. Tate to Hunter Justin. He gave it away. He gave it away to Mitchell. Mitchell back to Vic, and a whistle and a foul. And it's going to be, I think, against 22.
Yeah, Parker Tate.
Second foul on Parker Tate for the Comets. The 5'11 guard junior for Clayton. And this will be inbounds by 0 of Vic. Vic back to Sloan. Sloan back again to Crudup. Crudup with the ball. Wins inside the paint. Now he'll set it back inside again to Vic. Vic looking inside. Goes to 22 of Mitchell. Mitchell, whistle, and a foul coming up. 2 shots as well. White, 11. That's the second foul on Amari Bryant, the big 3-point man just a moment ago. And this is going to bring up number 22, the 6-foot senior, Brandon Mitchell, to the line. He'll shoot 2. We're still all tied even at 40. 5:25 of the third. He'll nail the first shot by Mitchell, Trey Snide. So Brandon Mitchell the 6-foot senior, to the line. He'll shoot his second shot. He made his first free throw, and his second one's good as well. Put 4 points now in the game for Brandon Mitchell, number 22 for the Warriors. Comets with the ball now. Still a 2-point game. Javante Long back to Hunter Justin. Justin looks for Cameron Walden. Walden under pressure. Hands it off to Amari Bryant, big 3-point shooter. Looking back to Justin. He makes contact there with Sloan. Sloan fights for it back. The Comets recover. Give it back to Walden. Walden with the ball. Here comes Karsten Crumpler. He'll be in the game on the sub here for the Comets in a moment. Cameron Walden back in the top of the key to Long. Long goes back to Crumpler. Back to Walden. They shoot for three. Javante Long for three. 7 points in the game for number 20. The 5'10" point guard, sophomore. And he puts it up. First 3-point shot of the game there, and it's a 1-point lead the Comets have now over the Warriors. And now a 3-point return, air ball. Mitchell on the rebound. He misses his rebound layup. And there's a whistle coming up. I think it's going to be against number 20. 20 or 24. White, number 20, in the foul. That's his second, Trey Sneid, on number 20, Javante Long. And this is going to bring a 2-shot foul to the line for number 22 of Brandon Mitchell.
They're playing extremely good defense. Again, 1-point lead by the Comets right now, and it remains after missing the first one. Crumpler comes in the ball game for Hunter Justin, number 42. But look, they're making the Warriors kind of misrupt what they're doing.
Right.
They're 2 easy layups that they missed. They're making them go to the free. I mean, they're good fouls, if you could say that.
Mitchell misses both free throw shots. Giving it back to the Comets. Cameron Walden back to Parker Tate. Parker Tate back to Amari Bryant. Amari Bryant, big 3. Looks in, steps, resets. Going for a shot is good. 3-point shot by Amari Bryant. Amari Bryant. Huh? Parker Tate. My apologies. Parker Tate with a 3-point shot, Trey Sneid.
Yeah, he just kind of threw it up and hoped for the best there, and he thought it was going to miss it, but somehow it touched the back, literally touched the back of the rim, stopped, and they kind of rolled right in.
It made it. It's a 4-point lead now for the Comets, 46-42. We've got a timeout as Kenneth Melton, the coach of the Warriors, having a word with the minds of the players. Deanie Medlin out there. We're going to stay on radio timeout, no, because we are about to go back in resumption of play as it's 46-42. Trey, a 4-point ball game.
Absolutely. Again, the Comets came out with more intensity. We didn't know what they were going to do coming out of the half, and they proved me wrong. They did exactly what I was hoping they would do.
That's right.
But it's good to see them play hard here in the beginning of the second half here.
Totally a different game here now as Jeremiah Crudup has the ball, gives it back to Mitchell. Mitchell back to Crudup again. Parker Tate on defense for the Comets. He's going to take it all the way to the basket. No, he resets, retaliates, comes back and gets the throw by Vic for 3. No good. Air ball. Comets on the rebound. Javante Long back to Tate. Tate to Crumpler. Last touch by Clayton, so it'll be Eastwake's ball. My apologies. It'll be Comets ball. Comets will put it inbound. Amari Bryant will put it inbounds back to number 20, Javante Long. I thought for a second there they gave it to Eastwake, Trey Stein, but it's actually called back to the Comets. Javante Long, 2-man pressure. Parker Tate for 3. Big 3. Couldn't get it this time. Javante Long on the rebound. Bouncing off the player. Bounced off the player, Davion Vick of the Warriors, and he just gave that away. It's still a full-point game. The Comets are up by 4. Where in the world was that guy throwing it? Just threw it out of nowhere. Cameron Walden will put it inbound for the Comets, Trey Sneid. And we are yet to see David Harmon come in the game yet, number 10. Shot being made by Amari Bryant, no good. He shot for 2. Rebound comes back to the Comets, back by Crudup. Crudup back to Vic, under pressure, gets it back to Sloan. Steal by Long almost, possibly. Couldn't get there in time, right in front of our broadcast position. As it's Crudup now with the ball. He's now going to try to play some clock management now, run the clock down. 2:48 in the third period here. Comets are still up by 4 here at Jeff Adams Gymnasium on CRN. 3-point shot nailed by number 1, Jeremiah Crudup for 3. That's his second field goal of the game, his first field goal of the third in the second half. And it's a 1-point lead now for the Comets. Deadly three-point